Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this edition of Leadership Think Tank. This leadership lesson is titled The Secret Power of the Mundane. Yes, the secret power of the mundane. So great leaders transform trivial routines into deeply meaningful moments. So leadership impact is not built in rare, dramatic events, but how you handle the repeated, boring, everyday moments your people experience with you. So let me ask you a question. When you hear great leadership, what moments come to mind? Likely it's crisis or big decisions or big speeches or bold vision. But how much of your actual week looks like that versus emails, meetings, and routine conversations, right? So most of our leadership happens in what feels trivial: status updates, hallway chats, reoccurring meetings, follow-up texts. Yet research and experience shows culture is formed in those spaces, not just at the annual vision night. And today I want to show you how the mundane is actually one of your most powerful leadership tools if you learn to use it. I have 3 principles I want to share with you this morning. Principle number 1, the mundane shapes culture. So your culture is not what's written on the wall, it's what is experienced in the small repeated interactions with you as a leader. My wife and I would have a Thursday lunch date, and we would go to Subway every week. She would come out and meet me, and I'd take my lunch break, and we'd spend that time together. It's not big, it's not fancy. It was Subway after all, but it was meaningful. It made an impact, and it was special to her and I. And listen to this, people don't remember your mission statement as much as how it feels to connect with you, to hear from you, to sit in your meetings, or to bring you a problem. Every reoccurring touch point teaches people what's normal here, the normal tone, normal urgency, normal respect, and normal grace. We don't really value preparation or value follow through. So those things are important. Let's say you show up at a birthday party and none of the plates have been set out. The cake may have been purchased, but there's no utensils to cut it or to eat it. And now that has to be done while everybody's sitting there. And the mundane part would have been to get the plates out, to have them all ready along with the utensils and everything, so the party can go off without a hitch. The same with blowing up the balloons and all of that. All that part is the mundane part. But the party is the main event, right? But without the mundane, the party doesn't happen.
Right.
And if it consistently starts on time and it has a simple agenda or celebrates the wins and ends with clear next steps, you're teaching we respect your time, your work matters, and we keep our word, that kind of thing, right? So you are always teaching, especially when you think you're just getting through the day. Again, having all those things set up ahead of time is a blessing to people. And you really feel it when it's not. And they're like, man, this place is disorganized. What's wrong with this place? Right? So it's very important that we take the time to do the mundane. So think of one reoccurring interaction, maybe a weekly meeting, a check-in, an email thread. What is it currently teaching your people about your culture? All right, so it's that showing up every day, doing that one little thing that makes a difference in somebody else's life. It's kind of like the handing off the baton, and so you've done what you needed to do so that someone else can do what they needed to do. Again, no fanfare, but it's important. And without that being done, it gunk up the carburetor, I guess, is what I'm thinking. Anyway, let's move on. Principle number 2, small behaviors build or break trust. So trust is not built in one big promise. It's built or broken by hundreds of small, mundane behaviors over time. People will give you a grace pass, but if it keeps happening, the grace will run out, won't it? Team members, the people around you, the people in your sphere of influence, quietly track patterns, especially if they've seen it over a course of time. They go, something's different that shouldn't be. They're looking, if you show up when you say you will, if you answer your messages within a reasonable time, that you remember what people told you, and that mattered to them, right? Because you remembered. And especially in very important times, these things feel small, but they're significant, and they signal reliability, respect, and safety, or the opposite if you're not doing it, right? A leader who is inspiring on stage, but often cancels the one-on-ones at the last minute, right? Because let's face it, it's one person versus a room full of people. Well, that's a sad way to think, isn't it? Because every engagement is important. One engagement with someone can change the course of their life, can impact them for a long time. But it's mundane, right? Because that doesn't happen with everybody. Or someone who skims reports without reading them. Hey, I put all this work into this report. What are you skimming it for? Or scoffing at it. I put a lot of time into this thing, right? Or a person that frequently says to you, I'll get back to you, and they don't. Over time, people stop bringing problems to you. They stop sharing ideas. They move into survival mode instead of ownership. And contrast that with a leader who might not be flashy, but always shows up prepared, follows through on commitments, sends quick, thoughtful replies. That leader accumulates trust or interest every day, right? So long-term influence is determined less by your talent and more by your patterns. It's the showing up day after day. It's being consistent. Someone others can rely on, someone others can count on, that you'll be there no matter what. It's just showing up, it's connecting and making an impact. And principle number 3, routines are a leadership tool, not a prison. Think about it. Every day you get up and you do the same thing, the same way, right? But those things are important to get your day going or to help someone else's day get going. It's very important. So intentional routines multiply your impact because they automate healthy leadership behaviors into your calendar, right? So they set the pace for you and create something that works. And what often ends up happening is someone else will be observing you from over the fence and they go, wow, this person really has some skills, but not necessarily. It's the person that's been beating that thing over and over and over and over again, and they've just learned how to do it well, right? So many leaders feel trapped by their calendar, but most of what's on the calendar is self-created, isn't it? I remember I started a job at a church and my job description was like this. And before I left, I'm sorry, how can I get this in the picture? It was, it was so big. And half of those things are things I just fell into that I thought were needed. And they did make an impact, but I was stretched way too thin, obviously. But the next question is not, do I have routines? But here's the question, are my routines designed on purpose to create the culture and outcomes I say that I want? So mundane routines are powerful when they're meaningful. So a 10-minute pre-meeting ritual, right? That is reviewing the names and the key updates, or decide one question you'll ask each person ahead of time. John Maxwell often talks about when you're going to meet with someone, make sure that you have your questions prepared. Don't waste that moment or that person's time. Be prepared ahead of time. Yes. And then a weekly 3 texts of encouragement, right? Every Monday, text 3 team members with specific affirmations, right? Be specific to make an impact in somebody's life. Do it regularly. Or maybe a 15-minute Friday review, right? You look at the week, where did I lead well in the mundane? And where did I react instead of lead? Now, these things don't require a new budget or big events, just using everyday moments intentionally. And think about this. If you don't design your routines, your default will design your culture. So you are doing something that's routine every single day, even if you're doing nothing. It's making a difference, and it's often setting culture. So practice this. Practice rewriting one mundane moment. Choose one routine moment from your week, a regular meeting, a daily checkup, your inbox time in your email, your commute before arriving to the office or at the church or whatever. And then answer this question, what is this moment currently like? Like, what's the emotion? What's the pace? What's the tone? And then what do I want this moment to produce in me as well as in others? Ask yourself, is this providing clarity? Is this providing encouragement or focus or ownership? And then ask yourself, what is one simple change I can make this week to move in that direction? To start with one big win and end with one clear action. Just being in the room together and making an impact with others. And then I'm closing with this. I'm going to land the plane with this summary thought, right? The secret power of the mundane is this. It's the small, forgettable moments of your leadership that are forming people in ways they will never forget. You'll especially notice it when it's not happening any longer. One of my former pastors, he fired our janitor because he didn't think our janitor was doing the job. And about 3 weeks later, we saw just how much the janitor was doing. But we didn't see it because it was being taken care of. It was the mundane. It was the cobwebs in the corner. It was the trash cans being emptied, right? Those moments that nobody usually saw made an impact, and people don't normally see that. So hats off to janitors, by the way. Thank you for doing your part, because I appreciate a clean room and an empty trash can. So listen to this. For the next 7 days, don't try overhauling everything. Choose one mundane moment you identified today and treat it like a strategic leadership appointment. Show up early, be fully present, and lead it on purpose. Then next week, add another. Think about this, that even work that feels small can be done with wholehearted excellence and integrity, which elevates routine tasks into something that shapes hearts and character over time. And that's the secret power of the mundane, okay? So I hope this has been an empowerment to you today to, keep doing what you're doing. Just keep swimming, just keep swimming, just keep swimming, 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 swimming. God bless.